Hello dear friends, a warm welcome to my channel. So far we have discussed about very important topics. So in our journey we have come to another important topic called as ulnar nerve and its branches. So before going to explore this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for your love and support. And today we are going to discuss about the ulnar nerve, origin, course and their branches. So we need to discuss about the ulnar nerve. What about the origin of this ulnar nerve? So ulnar nerve origin is C7, C8 and T1. So as you all know that if you just go through the brachial plexus formation, the roots C5, C6 they are going to join and forms the upper trunk, and C7 is extending as the middle trunk. C8 and the T1 they are extending as they are going to join with each other and forms the lower trunk. Then every trunk, upper, middle and lower, and they are going to divide into two divisions, anterior and the posterior. In that passion, in that process, the lower trunk also going to divide into two divisions, anterior and posterior. What about this medial cord? How the medial cord of brachial plexus is going to form is the anterior division of lower trunk directly extending as the medial cord of brachial plexus. Whereas the upper trunk already have discussed, and the middle trunk how it is going to form and how the divisions are going to join with each other in the form. The lateral cord and the posterior cord we have discussed in our brachial plexus class. And today I'm just going to briefly I will tell about this medial cord. So medial cord, how it is going to form? The anterior division of the lower trunk extending as the medial cord of brachial plexus. So I just want you to know how the branches are coming from this medial cord of brachial plexus. So we have a mnemonic to remember the branches of medial cord of brachial plexus. So the four branches they starts with M and one nerve starts with U, that is ulnar nerve. So the four branches are, one is medial pectoral nerve, then medial cutaneous nerve of arm, medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm, and last one is medial root of medial nerve that we have seen in our previous class in the formation of the medial nerve. Now I just wanted to tell you how to remember the branches and how to identify that ulnar nerve also. So here is your axillary artery, and then medial to this axillary artery we can identify the axillary vein. So medial to this axillary artery, that is axillary vein, which we have seen already in the axilla. Then between the axillary artery and the axillary vein there are two nerves are present. The two nerves which are coming from the medial cord of brachial plexus. So anteriorly means superficially there is a very thin nerve is present. So as it is, we are not dealing this nerve, I just showing you the dotted line. And posteriorly we can identify the thick nerve which is extending between axillary artery and the axillary vein. So this is your nothing but ulnar nerve. Okay, so this is your ulnar nerve. So anterior to this ulnar nerve, the nerve which is present is called as medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. Medial cutaneous nerve of forearm. Then the thick nerve which is present deep to this medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm is nothing but the ulnar nerve. So this is the origin and the course of ulnar nerve in the axilla. So in the axilla, between axillary artery and the axillary vein, this ulnar nerve is present deep to the medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm. That is about the course of ulnar nerve in the axilla. And what is going to form and how it is going to run in the arm, that we are going to see. So I am going to rub it off and try to show how it is going to run in the arm. So already have seen in the arm it is running medial and it is running medially. That I will just try to show on the board. So assume it's your humerus, humerus, and this is shaft of humerus, and we are going to show here as a lower end of humerus where we can identify two projections. So this is your capitulum and this is your trochlea. So medial projection is called as trochlea, lateral projection is called as capitulum. So this is your medial epicondyle. Yeah, let me show you this. Superior, inferior, medial and lateral. This is your right side humerus. Now assume it is a humerus, and here you can identify the nerve course in the arm that I am going to discuss. Ulnar nerve course in the arm. So already have seen the ulnar nerve, and most medially we have seen that ulnar nerve which is extending down, and then what is going to happen is, here you can identify this medial supracondylar, this ridge is nothing but medial supracondylar ridge, and this is nothing but lateral supracondylar ridge. Let me show you that. So this is lateral supracondylar ridge. So this lateral supracondylar ridge which is giving attachment to lateral intermuscular septa, medial supracondylar ridge which is giving attachment to medial intermuscular septa. This is your medial supracondylar ridge. So why I am telling this bony features, because so you need to understand how the nerve is running, So let me show you that. So assume it is your medial intermuscular septa. Got it? So this medial intermuscular septa which is separating the flexor compartment of arm and extensor compartment of arm. So extensor compartment which is present posteriorly, flexor compartment is present anteriorly. So assume it is your lateral intermuscular septa and this is your medial intermuscular septa. Now the nerve which is running towards medially and then it is running down along with that medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm. So at the midpoint of the part of the arm, that medial cutaneous nerve of the arm pierces the deep fascia and comes outside and extends into the forearm and supplies to this skin over the forearm. Then what happens to this ulnar nerve is, it is running down and then it is going to pierce this medial intermuscular septa. This is piercing the medial intermuscular septa. So at the midpoint of the arm, this ulnar nerve is piercing the medial intermuscular septa. Try to remember this is nothing but your ulnar nerve. Good. So ulnar nerve which is running towards medially along with the medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm. Medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm is piercing the deep fascia and supplying to the skin of the forearm, whereas the ulnar nerve is piercing the medial intermuscular septa. Write down, this is nothing but your medial intermuscular septa. Medial intermuscular septa. I am not writing the clear name, so to save the time, muscular septa. So ulnar nerve is piercing the medial intermuscular septa along with an artery. So there is another artery which is called as a superior ulnar collateral artery. Superior ulnar collateral artery. So the superior ulnar collateral artery which is a branch of brachial artery. So if you want to understand that superior ulnar collateral artery, you have to go through that video called as anastomosis around elbow joint. Anastomosis around elbow joint, where we have seen that how the superior ulnar collateral and it is going to anastomose with the posterior ulnar recurrent artery that we have seen in the video. So this ulnar nerve is running along with the superior ulnar collateral artery and piercing the medial intermuscular septa, and then I am just showing you with the dotted line as it is running posteriorly and then it is running towards the medial epicondyle of humerus, and it is crossing the medial epicondyle of humerus. Yes, it is close contact with the medial posterior surface of medial epicondyle of humerus. So that's why when you just touch or tap at the medial epicondyle, we can feel the tingling sensation at the hypothenar area of our palm and also the tingling sensation at the medial aspect of our forearm. medial aspect of forearm. So that is about the because of the course of the median nerve, course of the ulnar nerve, which is extending downwards and piercing the medial intramuscular septa and running posterior to the posterior surface of medial epicondyle. Then what's going to happen in the forearm? So before going to enter into the forearm, does it gives any branches? Does it gives any branches in the arm? It doesn't give any important branches in the arm. It doesn't supplies to any muscle. Rather, it gives some branches to the vessel. It supplies to the vessel. That is nothing but the brachial artery. So the vascular branches which are coming from this ulnar nerve, it supplies to the brachial artery. So that is about the origin, course of the ulnar nerve and branches of the ulnar nerve in the arm. Let me show you how it is going to happen in the forearm. So I am going to rub it off. So then what is going to happen in the forearm is this ulnar nerve. So I am going to draw here the medial epicondyle and lateral epicondyle over here. So this is your capitulum and this is your lateral epicondyle and this is your trochlea, good. Then this is your medial epicondyle. This is your medial epicondyle. So I told you about the ulnar nerve which is extending down behind the medial. It is piercing the medial intramuscular septa. Then it is running posterior to the medial epicondyle of humerus. Then what is going to happen here is, so as you all know that the two bones of our forearm, that is laterally we can see the radius, and medially we can find the ulna. So this is your ulna. So right side radius and ulna also have drawn. Yes. Yeah. And how it is going to enter into the forearm is, so the flexor carpi ulnaris, it is having two heads. So as the median nerve entered into the forearm between the two heads of pronator arteries, in the same passion, the ulnar nerve also enters into the forearm between the two heads of flexor carpi ulnaris. So this is how the ulnar nerve is entered into forearm. So between the two heads of flexor carpi ulnaris, I just want to change the color of it. So here, this is your medial epicondyle, humeral head, and here is your posterior surface of ulna is giving origin to this ulnar head of this flexor carpi ulnaris. So this is your flexor carpi ulnaris muscle. So it is running like this, and then so this ulnar nerve is running deep. To this flexor carpi ulnaris. Okay, remember that it is running deep to this flexor carpi ulnaris. And there is another muscle which is present deep to it. So deep to this flexor carpi ulnaris. So this is nothing but your flexor digitorum profundus muscle. So here you can see that this is nothing but your flexor digitorum profundus. This ulnar nerve which is running deep to the flexor carpi ulnaris and superficial to this flexor digitorum profundus. So in the upper part of the forearm, it is running deep to the flexor carpi ulnaris, whereas in the lower half, it is running lateral to this flexor carpi ulnaris. So this is how the ulnar nerve is running. Deep to the flexor carpi ulnaris and superficial to the flexor digitorum profundus. In this course, it is supplying to the tendons of flexor digitorum profundus. Which tendons are supplied by it are the little finger tendon and the ring finger tendon. Tendons are tendons of flexor digitorum profundus. They are supplied by this ulnar nerve and its branches. So this is how the ulnar nerve extends into the extends into the forearm. In this course, it is going to supply to this flexor carpi ulnaris also. So flexor carpi ulnaris and flexor digitorum profundus, medial two tendons, flexor digitorum profundus. Medial two tendons are supplied by this ulnar nerve in the forearm. Ulnar nerve in the forearm. Now we are going to see how it is going to enter into the hand, and what are the branches coming from the ulnar nerve. Now we will discuss. So before going to see the branches of the ulnar nerve in the hand, and it is also going to supply to the joint. Which joint? Elbow joint is supplied by this ulnar nerve. So they are articular branches. So we have seen the muscular branches, and the articular branches are, it is supplying to the elbow joint. And then we are going to see the branches of the ulnar nerve in the hand. Now how it is going to enter into the hand. So as we have seen that ulnar artery in the superficial palmar arterial arch, where I have seen that ulnar artery is running superficial to the flexor retinaculum. So entire this course in the forearm, entire the course of the ulnar nerve, it is running along with the ulnar artery. So ulnar nerve is running along with the ulnar artery. Same thing here also. Ulnar nerve is also running superficial to the flexor retinaculum and lateral to the pisiform bone, and then enters into the hand. Before it enters into the hand, it gives a cutaneous branch called as Palmar cutaneous branch. That Palmar cutaneous branch, which supplies to the skin of the hypothenar eminence. Towards the proximal to this little finger, that area is nothing but hypothenar eminence. That skin over this area is supplied by the palmar cutaneous nerve of ulnar nerve. What about lateral? So the thenar eminence is supplied by palmar cutaneous branch of the medial nerve. Okay, now let me show you how the ulnar nerve is going to enter into our hand. So this is your hand, this is your thumb, and then this is your index finger, and then this is your middle finger, and this is your ring finger, and this is your little finger. So here, this is how this hand and the branches, how it is going to form. Let me show you that. So this is your hypothenar eminence, hypothenar area, and this is your little finger. Okay, so proximal to this hand, where we can see that flexor retinaculum. So this ulnar nerve is running superficial to the flexor retinaculum. So don't need to confuse again. So you might be, this is your flexor retinaculum. Okay, so ulnar nerve is running superficial to the flexor retinaculum, lateral to the pisiform bone. It is entering into the hand, along with which artery? Along with your ulnar artery. Let me clear it as your ulnar artery. Okay, so after enters into the hand, this is your palmar aspect. No need to get confused again. So try to show you, this is a pharynx, proximal, middle, and distal. Okay, so this is your hand. So ulnar nerve entered into a hand. So medial to the hand, medial in the medial side, where we can identify the cutaneous, subcutaneous muscle. That is nothing but your palmaris brevis. So this is your palmaris brevis. So ulnar nerve is running towards the palmaris brevis, and under the palmaris brevis it is going to divide into superficial and deep branches. So it is here running like this, and it is going to divide into superficial and deep branches. So let me clear. Okay, so this is your superficial and deep branch. Assume it is your palmaris brevis muscle, and this is your superficial branch that is going to supply to this palmaris brevis also, and then it is running towards the little finger. It is running towards the little finger, and it is giving a branch. It is giving a branch called as proper palmar digital nerve. This is your proper palmar digital nerve. Okay, so try to write down. This is your branch to palmaris brevis. Palmaris brevis, and then it is giving a branch towards. It is running towards medial side of the little finger. That is called as a proper palmar digital nerve. Proper palmar digital nerve. So this is your proper palmar digital nerve, which is supplying to the medial aspect of little finger. Medial aspect of little finger. Then what's going to happen is this ulnar nerve is giving a branch to this, is called as common palmar digital nerve. Okay, try to write down. This is your common palmar digital nerve, CPDN, common palmar digital nerve. This common palmar digital nerve, what is going to happen is this common palmar digital nerve, which is running towards your first, second, third, and fourth, towards the fourth cleft, and then this common palmar digital nerve of ulnar is going to divide into two proper palmar digital nerves. So this is your common palmar digital nerve, and these two are proper palmar digital nerves. Try to write down here and here and here. Proper palmar digital nerves. Two proper palmar digital nerves. So these two proper palmar digital nerves, they are supplying to, one is supplying to the lateral aspect of little finger, another one is supplying to medial aspect of ring finger. So that is how ulnar nerve superficial branch. This is your superficial branch. Okay, so no need to get confused again. Superficial branch of ulnar. So superficial branch of ulnar is supplying to these structures. So one is palmaris brevis, then another branches are one common palmar digital nerve and one proper palmar digital nerve. So this common palmar digital nerve, it is going to bifurcate and gives branches to two proper palmar digital nerves, which are supplying to adjacent side, means the lateral aspect of little and medial aspect of ring finger. Then what about the D branch? So the D branch, what is going to happen is this D branch, which is running deep to the flexor tendons. Deep to the flexor tendons means flexor digitorum superficialis and flexor digitorum profundus tendons. And first, they are. Now, what about the D branch? So the first D branch, which is running towards laterally, then before it is running completely towards laterally, it is going to supply to this hypothenar muscles. So there are three hypothenar muscles are present: abductor digiti minimi, opponens digiti minimi, and flexor digiti minimi. So right down here, they are nothing but the hypothenar muscles. Then after that, it is running towards laterally. And supplies to third and fourth lumbrical. I'm just drawing here like this. 3L and 4L. So two bipinnate muscles that are supplied by this D branch of ulnar nerve only. So first D branch, which is supplying to this hypothenar muscles, three hypothenar muscles, 1, 2 and 3. Then after that, third and fourth lumbrical. After that, further it is running towards laterally, and then is going to supply to this four palmar interossei. So this is how this applies to four palmar interossei. First palmar interossei, second PI, third PI means third palmar interossei, and fourth palmar interossei. Then after that, the D branch of ulnar, further it is running posteriorly, and they are going to supply to this dorsal interossei as well. So I'm just showing you the dotted line as it is running posteriorly. So four dotted lines I have shown here. So these are showing the dorsal interossei. First dorsal interossei, second DI, third DI, and fourth DI. So 3, 4, 5, 5 plus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 muscles. Then further, what is going to happen is, it is further running laterally and enters into the thenar eminence. deep to the three thenar muscles, there is another muscle called as adductor pollicis. Adductor pollicis. So this deep branch of ulnar, it is supplying to this adductor pollicis as well. So you write down here, it is nothing but adductor pollicis. Adductor pollicis. So that is about the nerves which are supplying to these muscles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 muscles are supplied by the deep branch of ulnar, whereas superficial branch is supplying to this palmaris brevis, and also the medial 1.5 digit is supplied by it. So what about the articular branches? What about the articular branches and what about the superficial branch? Other parts, other areas which are supplied by it. Superficial branch not only supplying to this skin, not only supplying to the skin, it is also supplying to the blood vessels, is also supplying to the pulse spaces of medial 1.5 finger and nail beds which are present at the medial 1.5 finger. And the deep branch which is supplying to these muscles, and not only to these muscles, but also this deep branch of ulnar is also supplying to this intercarpal joint and also the carpometacarpal joints and also this interphalangeal joints. So these are all the joints, articular branches, these are supplied by this deep branch of ulnar nerve in the hand. So that is about the ulnar nerve, my dear friends. So it is very easy. Try to just I will write down what the muscles are supplied by the superficial branch and deep branch. Superficial branch supplying to, so first one is palmaris brevis, then medial 1.5 finger, medial 1.5 finger supplied by this superficial branch of ulnar nerve. What about the deep branch? Deep branch is supplying to, first one is 3 hypothenar muscles, third and fourth lumbricals, then 4 palmar interossei, and 4 dorsal interossei, and 1 adductor pollicis brevis. So that is also, these are the muscles are supplied by the deep branch of ulnar nerve. So, and articular branches which are supplying to carpometacarpal joints and metacarpophalangeal joints and interphalangeal joints. These are all the joints are supplied by this deep branch of ulnar nerve, my dear friends. So with the next class we are going to discuss about the clinical aspects, means what happens the ulnar nerve damage at different levels. So what happens if ulnar nerve damage in the axilla? What happens if the ulnar nerve damage at the medial epicondyle? What happens the ulnar nerve damage in the forearm? And what happens the ulnar nerve damage in the hand? That we are going to discuss in our next class. See you soon with a new class.